Hey, GOO kids. I think you'll recognise us. It's Ben.
It's Rachel.
And it's Christmas Eve.
It is. I'm so excited. We are in the GOO house, in the GOO office.
Yeah, and we're just getting ready for the Christmas Eve service tonight.
We are.
It's going to be a late one.
It is. But I am so excited. But you guys need to be ready and tucked up in bed in time for Santa. And on Santa,
yeah, speaking of that,
Christmas,
we've got a special guest for you today. We're on a Zoom call with that person.
Very, very special guest.
Special guest, reveal yourself.
Can you guess who it is? It's Santa.
Hi,
Santa.
Hello, Ben and Rachel.
How are you?
I'm a little tired. I'm halfway through my rounds. Just done New Zealand, Australia, India, and I'm coming towards Great Britain to England. So, all as Ben said. Right.
Yeah.
We are very excited. Very, very
excited. We've got some questions as well. I've got a question I know that I really want to ask.
Go on then.
What's your favourite country?
My favourite country is Iceland. Because
Iceland, it's a good one.
I live in a cold area near the North Pole, and Iceland is really cold. So that's my favourite country.
What else could we ask him? What's your favourite food that the kids leave out?
Well, they leave quite a bit out. I tried the reindeer's carrots, but I don't like them. But they do leave me some mince pies now and again, and I might be able to have a bite of mince pie. So if you leave me some mince pies out, or get the kids to leave some mince pies out, I might be able to have a bite of one of those.
Really exciting. What else could we ask?
Very exciting. What could we ask? Well, we've got a big question, don't we?
We have got a big question.
Do you want to ask that now, or should we leave that a little bit?
I like Christmas cake as well.
Cool.
This could lead on to our big question. What's your favourite thing about Christmas?
My favourite thing about Christmas is when it's all over. Mainly because it's very tiring doing a 24-hour shift from one end of the world right round to the other end of the world. It's really tiring. Yeah. And my reindeers are ready for a feed when they get back. So my favourite is having a rest. But you want to know the most important thing about Christmas?
Well, that was going to be our next question. We were going to ask you what the most important thing is.
What's the most important thing, and tell us about it?
The most important thing is that we remember the birth of a baby boy. And do you all know what the baby boy was called?
Ben Owen.
Ben, you know what he was.
Was it me?
Wasn't Ben. Wasn't Ben.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't Santa.
But was it Paul Benger?
Hey, now, could have been.
Could have been.
Somebody a little bit more important than Paul.
I think it is Jesus.
Oh, she spoilt it.
Oh.
I wanted you all to guess, but she spoilt it. And she's answered it for you. Rachel, you're rubbish.
Yes. Oh. Am I going to be on the naughty list now?
I think you might be.
Oh, no.
I'll try and make it up.
Yeah, so this is why we remember Christmas, because of Jesus being born.
Do you want to tell us like a little bit of the story of that?
I could do, yes.
Like what's the meaning behind Christmas?
I suppose a lot of you have heard about it. Well, Jesus was God's son, and he came to earth as a little baby. And he had a mother called, I heard somebody say Mary then. That's right.
Me too.
No, not me too. It was Mary. And they had nowhere to stay when the baby was born. So they were put in a stable near an inn. The innkeeper said, we've got a stable, but you'll have to be in there with the sheep and the cows and the horses and everything. So they laid, when Jesus was born, they laid him in where the sheep feed and the cows feed, in a manger. That's the posh name for where they feed, a feeding trough. And the reason he came to earth to be born as a baby was so that we could remember him, and he'd show us how to live. When he was on earth, he did all these good things, and he doesn't want people to be naughty. He wants you to be good and try and imitate what he did. Try and be just like him. Try and not tell lies. Try and not do naughty things. And Jesus, he never did anything like that. He was a perfect person. And this is why we remember Christmas. Right, Ben, have you got another question for me?
Have you got another question?
Ooh, apart from Jesus, who in the Nativity is your favourite character? Wise men, the sheep, or the shepherds, the innkeeper? Who was your favourite?
The angel.
The angel, the good one.
Angels,
good one.
Because they told the shepherds to go and have a look at Jesus, who was born. And the shepherds were very surprised when they saw the angels, because not many people see angels in the sky singing. But the angels told them to go and see Jesus, told the shepherds to go and see Jesus. So they left the sheep and they ran down to see Jesus in Bethlehem. So the angel was my favorite person, because he brought the message to the shepherds of Jesus being born.
Wow.
Right.
I've got another question. So now we know the reason we celebrate Christmas, because Jesus was born. We need to remember that God sent his son, because Jesus came to save us. But I know what we could do. Do you think the kids need to get ready? Because you need to be off soon, don't you?
You have a look at me watch. Well, yes, I've only got half a minute and then I'll have to go. Because
half a minute? Well, can we take some more time off you? Because I think the kids will be in their pyjamas, getting ready to go to bed and leave out all the treats for you and your reindeer. Can you read them a story? My favourite story, Ben.
Yeah, because he can miss out like the first half of Russia to tell us the story.
I could miss out the first half of Russia, but the Russians wouldn't be very pleased.
Every child needs a present.
Well, Santa, you're magic. You can stop time. So read us this story and then we'll let you go.
I've got a story for you. It's called "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." I suppose some of you might have heard it before, but it's all about the night before Christmas, which is tonight. So I'll read you this story, then you can get off to bed. "'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there." It's a story about me, isn't it? St. Nicholas, that's another name for Santa. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced round their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, oh, Mama's in this. You all know Mama at church, don't you? And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled our brains for a lone winter's nap, when out on the roof there arose such a clatter. I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew in a flash, tore open the shutters and threw open the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the lustre of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 reindeer. with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew at a moment it must be Saint Nick. That's another name for me, you know. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen. Oh, come on Cupid, oh Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they met with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of a little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur, from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with stains and soot. A bundle of toys I flung on his back, and it looked like a peddler was opening his sack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as a snow. Oh, what about that? Just like mine. The stump of the pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and lifted the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod up the chimney he rose. Whoop. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." I'm going to have to go, you know. I've read that. It's all about myself delivering presents, but I'm not going to deliver any presents if I don't get off now. Right, bye.
Thank you, Santa.
Bye, bye. Enjoy Christmas.
Santa.